My previous life, my parents made me choose a bride from the three most powerful families in the capital. I did not hesitate. I chose the one I loved most, Holly Smith. However, on our wedding day, she died in a car accident on her way to the hotel. The Smith family was devastated. Though they did not dare blame my family, I was consumed with guilt. I transferred all my assets and shares to them. 20 years later, while on a business trip overseas, I saw Holly, alive, locked in a passionate kiss with my former best man on the street. The other two heiresses stood nearby, watching with envy. Faking your death for 20 years just to end up with your true love? Worth it, one of them said. And Hayden, that pathetic lapdog, stayed faithful to you all this time. What a joke. I lost control and rushed over to confront them, but Holly had people waiting. They dragged me into a pickup truck and beat me half to death. With a twisted smile, she sneered, "You've got some nerve showing up here. You wanted me so badly back then that you had Jack beaten. He almost lost his memory and forgot about me. Since you came all this way, I'll make sure you experience what it feels to wish you were dead." When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day my parents asked me to choose my bride. I pointed to the maid's daughter standing in the corner. "I'll take her." My father, Marvin Yates, and my mother, Anna Carter, froze before standing up. "Hayden Yates, are you pulling our leg?" I looked at them. "I'm serious. I like Larissa." I glanced over at the figure tucked away in the corner. In my previous life, Holly Smith had shattered my heart with her fake death. It was Larissa Shaw who had been there helping me piece it back together. Larissa stayed by my side through it all, right up until my last breath. In those final moments, I saw her holding me, weeping as if her world was ending. That was when I knew she was in love with me all along. "Hayden," Marvin hissed, "you've always had a thing for Holly from the Smiths, right? If not her, there's the Gibsons and the Stewarts. You grew up with those girls. You know them through and through, but Larissa, she's just a maid's kid." I could not help but smile, and whispered something that made them go still. Marvin's voice trembled as he asked, "You're telling the truth?" I nodded. My parents looked at each other. "All right then, we'll have the family host your wedding in 3 days." With that settled, I turned to Larissa, took her hand, and said, "Come on, let's get you some jewelry." She just laughed, happy to follow my lead. However, the moment we stepped into the upscale boutique, my eyes landed on the trio swooning around Jack Ferguson. Holly was slipping a diamond bracelet onto his wrist. Ren Gibson crouched down to tie his shoes, and Tracy Stewart, black card in hand, was all set to foot the bill. Jack jumped to his feet the moment he caught sight of me. "Hayden, you've got it all wrong. I swear I wasn't trying to keep Holly from going back and getting hitched with you." Holly yanked him back and fixed me with an icy stare. "Hayden, I've already told my family that I'm not marrying you. I'm in love with Jack, and he's the only one for me. Period." Ren and Tracy quickly stepped in front of him, shielding him. "You're the richest guy in the city. You could have any woman you want. Why go after Jack?" "Exactly. You're just a spoiled rich kid, only looking out for yourself. You're nothing compared to Jack." Their words could not help but make me laugh. Jack was nothing more than a poor college kid I had taken under my wing. I felt sorry for his rough past, so I brought him to the big city, and even asked him to be my best man. He had been charming my 3 potential brides right under my nose. Before I could get a word in, Larissa cut in. "So, the Smiths are out. What about the Gibsons and the Stewarts?" Ren and Tracy snickered. "We'd never marry Hayden and break Jack's heart, even if we can't be with him. He's like a brother to us. Betray him? Not in a million years." Holly's eyes were wary as she locked her gaze on me. "As long as Jack stays safe and doesn't forget me, I'll have no regrets." I stared back at Holly. Could she also have been reborn? I thought.